I am a very angry feminist. Feminism to me means equality for all, a world where people live without prejudice, without the fear of being attacked or the fear of just living in an environment where they are thriving, especially for women and girls who are the most marginalized in the community.
Yes, I am a feminist. I remember the first time when I heard about feminism. I was like fresh from high school, and then this person was like criticizing feminists, and they were saying that, feminists want equality, but when it comes to responsibilities, everyone is like responsibilities are for this person, and then me, I just want equality. But I sat down and realized that, how many of us women, we are out there, we are working ourselves, we are working just like any other person is working, and we are also taking care of these responsibilities, and what is so wrong with asking for equality? Then I was like, feminism is not even like everyone can be a feminist. I don't have to identify as a woman to say that I am a feminist. If you want equality, then to me you are a feminist.
I describe myself as a feminist, and to me it is for me, it's to me feminist is all about power. The power under, the power over, but most importantly the power within me. The power that I can take and do whatever I want. That's why I call myself a radical feminist. But when I'm doing what I want, I make sure that it doesn't hurt somebody else, because I don't want to be hurt. So to me, feminism is all about power, and I'm one of them.
I would describe myself as a feminist. One, I believe in women power. I believe that women have the strength, they have the voice, they have the right to make the decisions that affect their being and affect the decisions that they want to make and take.
The internet is a place where people go to interact, and most people have this clock of anonymity where you give somebody the privilege to be anonymous, and they can say anything that they want to say because they're protected, they're behind the computer, they feel like they are untouchable, you can't find them, you can't see them. And when somebody hides behind that clock, then it means that they can be as toxic as they want towards people who are marginalized, like queer people, women in general, girls, disabled people. And it's a place where repercussions are very few, because the tools or resources to find people who are abusive towards others are very limited or expensive for the normal person to utilize to avoid being abused online. So the internet is a place where somebody can find a lot of information, especially in this digital age. At the same time, a place where they can be harmed, and which can lead to like a lot of a lot of detrimental, effects to their health, to their well-being, and it leads to a lot of suicide cases, or job losses. It just leads to a lot of negative effects, which are mostly felt by women and queer people. Yani, let me just say, people who are the most marginalized in the community.
I think it's so toxic because internet brings about everyone, so long as you can afford to be in the internet. And not everybody who is coming in the internet have good intentions. We have people with different intentions, because we all know that internet is very powerful. And the internet is where people are doing businesses, is where people express themselves, is where people get their loved ones. And a lot is happening on the internet. But it is so toxic to women and other marginalized community, simply because it depends with the rumors that people know about the marginalized community, especially the LGBTI community.
I feel like social media has given people power to insult people without being held accountable for it, because you're like, you don't know me, I don't know you, there's no way that I can get to, maybe unless we are close friends. And that is why on social media people are so toxic, because the environment is enabling.
That's where stigma and discrimination starts. And also internet can sometimes bring your self-esteem down, like cyberbullying, everyone saying that women don't deserve this, women should look like this, women should behave like this, So for someone who listens to other people, can easily be brought down by those words. Yeah.
It can be toxic because kuna vitu zina mipaka. You can't do what you want kwa internet, and sometimes you can do something and people just came in and they just feel like they have the right to attack you in everything that, or something that you have just decided to post. Yeah, it can be toxic.
I'm thinking too much of anything is usually toxic, so that includes also the internet. It has been used as a space for abusers to actually meet their abuse towards women, and even towards people who want to express themselves in a certain way, or in a way that they feel they need to express themselves. So the internet has been used to actually bash women, has been used to bash sexual and gender minorities as well. So I believe it's toxic.
Misogyny is there, especially on Twitter. It's extreme. It's like an army of incels being led by people who promise to give them teachings of, masculinity and how to be total men and all. I've been a victim, yeah, especially back then when people were a bit more homophobic than they are right now, before people decided to pick up books and read and educate themselves on the rights of queer people. So the misogyny was twicefold, because I'm a woman and I'm a queer person at the same time. So it came in a manner of being insulted, a manner of being misgendered. It also came with threats, because it's like, where are you, who are you, so we're going to come and defile you or do all these things to you because you decide to live a life which goes against African culture or religious norms, so you deserve all the worst things that come to you. And it was a lot of abuse, but it affected me, yes, but I got to just ignore it. I usually say that if the heat is too much, you can just log out and find something else to do to keep your mind clear and away from the toxicity on the internet. So that's what I did, and it goes on, still goes on. I mean, it's an ever-ending circle, but I hope with education, clearly with people like educating themselves about the rights of queer persons or women, then it is something that is going to, you know, end or just be less, the numbers be less, and the number of women being abused online will just, hopefully, it won't be as much as it is currently or before.
Yes, I have encountered such a thing because I remember there was a day my friend had posted a picture of her child in a bikini, and then this guy was like, "Why are you exposing your daughter like that?" And for me, I felt like that was so bad. And maybe this person, and sorry to say this, but they were someone from the coast. So you know the culture here and the conservative nature of the people of Mombasa. So like I felt like, you know, people are groomed from a very young age to be misogynistic people or to be patriarchal and everything. It doesn't start when someone is a grown-up or when they can clearly articulate issues. And I felt like this person already knows like this is right and this is how I'm supposed to address a child, or this is how I'm supposed to like respect everyone around me, but still they choose the harmful and everything bad that was instilled in them as kids, because to them they feel like that is the correct thing to do.
That every day I can say that, and because of some people think that I cannot be a woman enough. Some people think that I'm ungodly. Some people think that I'm mocking men, you know. So that is my everyday life. Sometimes I just ignore when I feel like this is too much. Sometimes I just pass information that there is diversity in women, you know. Not everyone is like this. Some people are just different, you know. So in short, I just pass information where I think it should be passed.
Like I think I've said something back. Like there is a lot, because I might post something as a woman and a man post the same thing, but me nikuwa attacked just because I'm a woman, not because what I said it doesn't make sense, just because I'm a woman. And a man might post the same thing, and people will be like, "Oh yeah, you are a great man, you deserve that," you see. So there is that patriarchal thing in it, in internet.
Back then, I became active on Twitter in around 2010, 2011, and I'm a very vocal person. I don't hide how I feel, especially on human rights. So when people see you talking about rights of the queer persons, then it's like they already put a target on your back. It's like you are somebody that we should always abuse, you are somebody that we should always threaten, or just, just throw weird words and tweets around. And for the stuff like being abused online or having your freedom of expression being curtailed, it happens. And when you show them that you are somebody who is not shaken easily, then it's either they will leave you alone or the threats and abuse will go on. It doesn't have an equal ground. I mean, I don't know what kind of trolls we created or were created around that time, but you just push on, because, I mean, if you don't do the online work, then who will? I mean, if you have the audience, you have the voice to do it, you have the education to do it, then by any chance, just do it. Yeah.
For me, being a Muslim queer, there are things I can't express online, so I have to cheza chini. I have to hide under the curtain. Yeah.
There are quite a lot of issues that I cannot freely express my my opinion, my exact opinion online for fear of being maybe insulted or for fear of being labeled. And for example, I work in a sex work-led organization, and then I have this other life where I have a family and I have friends. And people, for a very long time, people have labeled sex workers or maybe LBQ and the entire LGBTQ community as an immoral community. So sometimes you'll want to post something that is so pressing for the sex workers community or the LGBTQ community, but I can't, because I fear that people that I know will take it the wrong way, or maybe they might misinterpret things. So I end up sugarcoating things, or maybe creating other social media accounts where I can be fully myself and express all my ideologies.
Thinking about that makes me happy, because a feminist internet is where somebody feels free to post about what they like, to post about what they dislike, to post about the things that make them who they are, what they like sexually, you know, the kind of toys they like to use in bed, they like the type of partners that they like, and the kind of work that they do. And the feminist internet to me looks like women coming together, especially queer women, finding community in an online space where they can talk about movement building, you know, where they can form partnerships, where they can form long-lasting friendships to do the work outside there. Even feminists from Kisumu and Mombasa, they meet together sometime, all courtesy the internet. A feminist internet for me means a place where the disabled, the queer people feel safe to, you know, just be. Disabled people don't really talk much about their sexual preferences, because people are like, you also have sex in that condition. So I feel like a feminist internet is where they feel extremely free to just be who they are without fear of somebody, you know, just looking at them and judging them and whatnot.
Free internet, it gives open, it should bring equality among women and queer people. Yeah.
To me, it looks like a place where you meet different people, a place where you express yourself, because some people cannot express themselves, you know, talking live, but they can express themselves through writing on social media or through posting. And internet is where it's easy to access, and it's affordable, and it's free. It's somewhere that I can access without fear. So to me, feminist internet, especially as a radical feminist, I feel it's a place that I can express myself.
Access to everyone for free, and also I would look keenly on people who infringe other people's rights to socialize and all that. Yeah. Policies that will protect everyone, regardless of their race, identities, tribe, and everything. Yeah.
For me, a feminist internet first would be a safe space, yeah? A safe space where online violence against women is taken seriously, like it's taken seriously the way it should be taken seriously. Because you find a lot of people then talk about gender-based violence, but they ignore online violence, yet online violence then also feeds into gender-based violence. So a feminist internet for me is an internet where that online violence against women and against sexual and gender minorities is treated with the seriousness it deserves. It's also a space for me that stakeholders would then would stand in one voice. and demand for accountability when it comes to abuse. So that is what an internet space for me looks like. And it's also a space where my work as an advocacy officer, my work is visible. People are able to see the kind of work that we're doing out there without them bringing judgments, or that's a space that then could bring, generate conversations that are useful in seeing that the internet is a space that is safe for everyone, regardless of your gender identity, regardless of your sexual orientation.